Okay, so welcome back. We're in the middle of building a Voron. If you were hanging out during the little intro segment, I did my best to get music playing. However, I'm having some difficulties, so that's going to be what it's going to be. We'll have to figure out music later. Echo. He says echo. I'm working on it. Sending it 12 times doesn't make it better. I'm working on it. There. The echo should be solved. I wasn't able to solve for the music, but at least there should be no echoes now. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. OBS is not playing nice with how I was trying to set up the music. I don't know how to make that better, so we're going to have to live with it today. Not a professional streamer. I do what I can. I do what I can. Now I'm quiet. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, how is this? Is this better? Is this better, Calyx? All right, sweet. All right, so what I was trying to say is I was trying to add music. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work, so we have music on our intro and our BRB screen. That's what I could figure out. But we're not here to listen to music right now. We're here to build Vorons. Specifically, this Voron V0.2 from Fysetc. And for those of you who are coming in fresh, last week we actually ended up doing 3 streams, and we got as far as belt pathing is handled, and we have this carriage on our x-axis. Everything seems to be moving pretty nicely. So we're gonna get on with the show and see what we've got going on. I understand I like having the music on there too, but unfortunately, I don't know what was going on. I tried. That's what I've spent the last 45 minutes working on, was trying to add music. And the reality of the situation is I couldn't figure it out. So after the show tonight, that's something that I'm going to dive into. I have some pictures and videos to edit from today, but I'm gonna dive into the music situation, and I'm really gonna try to get that going because I do wanna add music. I wanna make live streams a regular part of the channel, and in order to do that, I do genuinely want to try and accommodate people's requests, and I know that music does make for a more engaging show, so we're gonna try, I promise. All right, we need to get this guy out of the way because we actually have to do some heat set inserts, and then we're going to be working on the heated bed. I know when we left off the other night, I discussed potentially, that I would work on getting the bed done yesterday, so that way if we needed to wait, we could try to just get it rolling. Well, I didn't work on the bed yesterday. I had stuff going on. So the bed has not been pre-done, so everything is exactly where we left it. Okay, neat. So what we're doing is, it looks like these are going to be our bed level adjustment knobs. And looking through the parts, which, by the way, we do not have a lot of printed parts left. I have 2 out of the 3 that the instructions are calling for. So we might have to figure out a way to make that work. I feel like that's starting to become the theme after the incident we had the other night with the switch, the filament runout sensor. The theme is becoming make it work. I'm looking to see if that part has gotten just absolutely yeeted somewhere. If not, I'll have to print one of those later and we'll figure out an alternative for the time being. Okay. I have looked through pretty well everything and I'm not seeing it, so. This is one of those things. I did not print these parts. Fysetc included them. And I think that if you yourself are going to build a 3D printer like a Voron and you are getting the printed parts, you should probably in some way, shape, or form do an inventory check. Because I did not, and I have 1 part missing. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't include it. There's a very real possibility that I have misplaced that part. Being said, it is very small. It is a very small part. And I actually do have some open spools of both ABS and ASA out here in the shed. It's pretty chilly out here, so I'm not sure how effectively we would be able to print it, but we might give it a try. All right, this is one of those danger moves coming in here. There we go. There we go. This is gonna be a really quick print. So maybe we fire up the bamboo. My P1P has not ran in quite some time now. I haven't really been doing a lot of printing. What's the worst that could happen? That is a fantastic question. The worst that could happen is it's gonna warp off the bed. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not exactly what I would call a high stakes print, but it's also small. Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's do it. Why am I doing that like a caveman? I have my laptop right here. I've been working on testing the A1 Mini. 230. All right, bamboo is spooling up. What's up, Maple Leaf makers? You're here just in time for me to discover that I have parts missing. I don't know if your Fysetc kit, you guys printed the parts or Fysetc included them, but I'm only able to find 2 of these little whatchajiggers. I'm assuming that these are going to be bed leveling knobs. I'm not seeing them, so I'm firing up the bamboo. I'm gonna throw some ASA in there. And we're going to knock that printout really quick. I have TPU. I have TPU in there right now from the last thing I printed on the Voron, the last thing I printed on my P1P. It's kind of cold and drafty in here, so I hope that it actually works. You know what, we'll also go ahead and start preheating the bed so that way that can thermal soak. Yeah, they do print fast. It's not gonna match. I have an open spool of pop green. I'm working on trying to find the STL for it right now. What is that gonna be called? Tools? No. I love rooting around through GitHub. It's my favorite. It's so easy to find things on GitHub. There they are, I think. Yes, got them. Jeez, ow. All right, let's see how long. I'm gonna switch over. I was playing around in Bamboo Studio the other day and discovered happily that they have added several new machines in there, which is really cool. However, it kind of doesn't seem like it enjoys it very much when you are not using an AMS. How long is this going to take to print? 7 minutes for one? Shoot, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Sweet. 7 minutes, that doesn't math. That math doesn't math. Okay, so let's grab some filament. SA. I'm a prisoner in this shed. I really need to do some organization out here. What I really need to happen is I need an intern. Let's see. It's chaos back here. Last thing that I was printing was TPU. Excuse me, no one told you to cool down. I'm trying to get over the small amount of fear that I've had for TPU. Like, I don't know why. It might be from the fact that I came into 3D printing when like Ninja Flex was the TPU to have, and that stuff was like trying to 3D print with a rubber band. It was crazy. All right, so we've got some pop green polylite ASA going on the Bamboo. So I guess this Voron is becoming kind of Christmas themed, like rave Christmas. Let's see. This is one of my favorite things about 3D printing, is when you need a part for your 3D printer, you use your other 3D printer to 3D print the part for the 3D printer that you need the part for. For those of you playing the home game, or are you following along with that chaos? Alright. Purged. That is not still made out of ASA or TPU. Beer for hire. Yeah. Title does have the word finale in it, because there's a chance. There is a chance that we are gonna turn this puppy on today. Slim chance, but a chance nonetheless. Okay. So the printer has the filament. So let's see if we can come back to that. All right, you get out of here. All right, time to find the little baby heat bed. Where, oh, where is the little baby heat bed box? Is it in here? No, that's the main board. It's on the floor. Where did I put that guy? Ah, there it is. All right. It's time for some heat bed components. I feel like we're gonna need that stuff in a second. Okay, time to bust this out of here. This block of aluminum is very cold. Okay. The side with the single hole is the front of the build plate, and the counter bores are the top of the build plate. All right. Printer is starting to take flight. We're gonna flip this over, and man, I don't have any paper towels over here. I didn't know that we were gonna be playing with isopropyl alcohol. Hold on, I need to grab a paper towel. If you're cleaning your print beds with isopropyl alcohol, I recommend having just like some generic paper towels that don't have any fancy markings or print on them. I did have a spool. I have a spool of paper towels across the room. Okay, we're back to the safe place. Paper towels in hand. The bamboo is going to be really loud for a few minutes. Also, can't speak highly enough about this isopropyl alcohol. I bought this gallon like 2 years ago of 99% isopropyl, and now that it's everywhere, it lasts forever. Remember, when you're cleaning with isopropyl alcohol, you should be sure to get it all over the surface that you're cleaning, and then all over your entire workspace. And it's also super cold out here right now, which is awesome. It means that this isopropyl is going to take a minute to fully evaporate. I will say, I love so much that I can just trust my bamboo printers to just run. They'll just go. Okay. Center it on the other side, the underside of the build plate, and be sure to make sure to press firmly after you center it. Okay, so we're gonna kind of eyeball this. And a fun little trick that I learned from watching Nero, 3DP Nero build Vorons, is when you're applying your heat bed, just peel a little bit of the sticker so that way you don't have the whole thing exposed. And then we're just kind of eyeballing this operation here. And then, like when you do a screen protector on a cell phone, you can kind of peel it backwards and make sure that you're working out bubbles and things as you go. Peel it a little bit, give it a gentle massage. Now, I wish that I had my RTV silicone, the high temp gasketing here. I bought a tube of that 2 years ago when I started my 2.4 because Nick, who you guys saw in chat on Sunday if you're hanging out, was building one at the same time. And I knew that he was further ahead in the build than I was. Here we go. It is secure. It's pretty square, pretty centered. Good enough for who it's for. Anyway, I bought a tube of RTV gasketing material. And Nick has been, he's had it and still has it. Okay, so now we need to connect our thermal fuse, which means we have to find our thermal fuse. I really like what Fysetc has done here. They added these like bullet style connectors so the thermal fuse can just plug in. So what this is, this thermal fuse, it is an inline fuse that goes from the print bed to the control board. And if this thing gets too hot, it's rated for 125 degrees Celsius. So if this thing goes over 125 C, the fuse will blow and it will stop heating the bed. It is to prevent thermal runaway and keep everything safe. So it is wired in line. And it's going to mount. We're looking at it this way. It is going to mount at this hole in the rear, it looks like. This hole's pre-threaded for us. What kind of screw do we use? I think it doesn't matter which one we use, which hole. Let's see what they included for hardware inside of here. I'm gonna take a stab that it's one of these button head screws. Looks like that's a fit. Is this thing tapped M3? I hope this is M3. Actually, I wonder if this is M3 or M2.5. This looks okay. It's getting snug. Boy, that looks like it'll be a problem in the future. It's kind of just sticking out there. It's not really in the bed. Can we angle this a little bit and make it be in the way? I don't really love where that is sitting. Being said, this is a safety measure, and I've seen them just be glued on to the heater mats before. So I suppose that's probably, as long as that's not in the way, I suppose it's good enough. If it's in the way, it'll be a problem. All right, so we need to install some screws into the bed. We are going to be using some of these M3 by 4Ts. Yes, Calyx, I did see the new hammer ball, and I want one. But I'm kind of trying to get some stuff fixed before I go buying another new ball, unfortunately. As sad as that makes me feel to say that, I would like to fix stuff first. All right, so these are going to be our leveling screws, and it's calling for M3 washers and M3 hex nuts. Those are threaded inserts. Wow, our ASA parts are printing really well. You're almost done. It looks like, Calyx, it looks like the kind of thing that would be like right up your dad's alley. Like, it genuinely looks like it would be perfect for him. I really like the color. Job's done on the bamboo. So we do have our new leveling knobs. I have to ask, Calyx, do you just want one because it's a different color? You gonna change your colors? He couldn't throw the purple. That's right, I forgot the purple didn't work for his game. Have you thrown that yet? I don't remember, was that 14 or 15? The blue is gorgeous. How'd I know what? I didn't remember if it was a 14 or a 15. I thought that it was a 15 because you hadn't thrown it very much. I remember when he first gave it to you that it was too heavy. Okay, we've got those on. So now our bed leveling screws are not going anywhere. Oh, how'd I know you wanted it because it was blue? Because you make ball changes based on color. You gotta change your color. I really like that shade of blue that ball is. So, speaking of, I started working on some AS. Now you have a red one. What red ball did you get? Speaking of bowling balls, I started yesterday, last night, while I was laying in bed, working on red height. Is that your dad's height? Or did you get one of your own? I started working on an AMS version of the ball cups. I can only print 2 full, so 4 halves on the A1 at a time, which is kind of tragic. Okay, it's yours now. Did you claim it or did he give it to you? You are nearing having as many bowling balls as me. You might actually have more equipment than me, which is really funny because I buy a lot of bowling balls. Have I got a new one this year? Yes, I got the Absolute this year. It's been a minute since I've got a new bowling ball. I was originally thinking about getting that carbon tank from Motive, but that new blue not urethane hammer sounds way more up my alley. All right, so I am degreasing with isopropyl alcohol the top of the print surface, the top of our little BB bed right now, so that way we can add our magnetic build surface. You have 7. Okay, so you have more than me. Do you even know what they all do? Okay, so this one we have to be a little bit more precise with, because this is our print surface. We really want to try to get this on there pretty flush. You're becoming a fine collector. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that placement. Took a minute. So this one, it's a little bit more flexible, so I'm going to be able to work it just a little bit slower. There we go. Just kind of press and massage everything flat as I go. Also, our washers fell off. I don't know why that was the next step in the assembly process. It doesn't exactly make sense to add those washers before we turn it upside down, especially since they're not being held captive by anything. But what do I know? Right. Looks pretty good. I'm not seeing or feeling any bubbles. Yeah, so now our little magnetic build surface will sit right on top of there. Just ever so nice. And go ahead and, oh. that bearing we were looking for. We're going to use our screwdriver to pick up these shims because they are not cooperating with the table. And I have also been intentionally waiting for the build plate of the the P1P to cool down as much as possible. But the time has arrived for these parts. They turned out pretty nice. This build plate is still super warm. But a TPU goop. I really was waiting. One of the things with ABS/ASA is if you can, one of the things that can help prevent warping that I have found is to not pull your parts off too quickly. Okay. You know what? For the sake of recycling, we're gonna do a big brain. And we're gonna reclaim these heat set inserts out of here. All right, there's one. Oh, you're gonna be the stubborn one. I will say, this is much less annoying than trying to retrieve fully captive magnets out of a print when I mess up a batch of my fidget sliders that I make. And into the trash. Bet you thought I was gonna throw the heat set insert away by mistake. I didn't. I only needed one more. Thank you though, gravity. Okay, heat set insert time. I really love using heat press inserts. It is such a good connection. Yeah, didn't even burn myself. Close. I would have been honest if I did, but I didn't. So I don't have to tell you that I did. Like seriously, after using this press during this build, I was apprehensive on if I was going to get my money's worth out of it. ASA fumes. I was really apprehensive on if I was going to get my money's worth out of this press for these heat set inserts. I love it. I'm so glad that I bought this thing. It's easy to build, not terribly expensive, and does exactly what I need it to. Boop. And we'll slide that over out of the way. Huff a little bit of ASA fumes because it's healthy for you. Just kidding, it's really not. Don't do that. If you do, I'm not liable. And then I'm going to clean that hole up a little bit. How's everybody doing this evening? It's a Tuesday. Monday number 2. So why is it called Tuesday? I just said that you shouldn't do that. Alright. We're going to try to clean this hole up just a touch more with the sketchiest way that we can. Mostly because I don't know of a better tool for the job. There's a little bit of flashing, I guess, from the heat set insert getting pushed in. So I'm just gently scraping that out from the hole. I am doing pretty good. I'm excited because we are, whether you want to believe it or not, Calyx, we are really nearing the end of the build. Oh boy. That insert is just a little cockeyed. But we're on our way to the end of the build. I mean, do you just keep saying that it's going to take that long because you genuinely believe that it's going to take that long? Or do you just want me to have a reason to keep doing streams? Because I can find other stuff to stream. It doesn't have to just be the V0 build. Like, I'm sure we can find other projects out here to work on. That's what it is, isn't it? What are you gonna do when I finish this build? And you can't make fun of me for you thinking that it's gonna take forever anymore. Okie doke. We're gonna move that out of the way slightly. The trash heap with that. Move those out of the way slightly. Got Wago connectors everywhere. Got springs floating around here somewhere. There's the printer back. Yeah, see? Calyx, we have other stuff that we can work on. We don't only have to build this thing. Like, we're gonna have to do a stream where we actually print with it. Where in the heck are these springs, man? It's getting a little ridiculous in here. really excited that we're nearing the end of the build because I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm really excited to see this thing run. Galvani, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining in. It's going pretty well. Hello? Where in the heck did I put these bed leveling springs? Okay, we're getting dangerously close to like, found him. So what did you miss? So far, not a lot. We have not done anything on the printer itself yet. We talked about it a little bit. The big thing that we did is we have a bed now. We got our magnet and our bed heater assembly installed. And I'm super pumped about that. Now, we are about to get the bed with the leveling springs installed onto the holder. Boom! Look at that! You got your perfect first layer today. Congratulations. I think it's an AC heater. I'm pretty sure that the Voron bed heaters are mains power. It's part of why they heat so quickly. Hello? Might have gotten some plastic in our screws. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, those are low profile. DC, okay. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the difference other than one is direct current and one is alternating current. You know, I was apprehensive at first about these being mismatched. But as I look at them on the printer, I kind of am enjoying the fact that we have this adorable splash of green on our red and black little baby monster here. They say AC heaters are stronger and quicker. Yeah, that's one of them is one of them is faster. Some heated beds, like my first ever printer, my TiVo Tornado, its heated bed was mains powered. So it actually did heat pretty quick. But mains powered beds are kind of spooky. They're kind of a little fire hazardy. Like if you're not careful, your mains powered bed will short, and it can be a problem. Also, is that how that goes? Where are these wires supposed to go? I don't love that. Oh, okay, found it. So there is a little channel below or behind the bed. that stuff gets routed through. I'm not sure how well you guys can see what's going on here. If it's not well, I'm going to apologize and claim that I'll figure out how to make it better, but probably not gonna happen. Thank you for the kind words, Galvani. Now how the heck does this get down there? I don't know what chat is set to other than chat. Dude, I know so little about streaming. I spent 45 minutes earlier trying to make spent 45 minutes earlier trying to make music happen, but it just wasn't. Okay. Is that right? All these wires go through here. And then that's supposed to be a cable routing path somehow. How does that work? Right at the top of the chat box on a drop-down menu. No. There we go. Set to live chat now. It's set to top chat. And seeing as there's only a handful of you guys, you're all top chatters to me. How in the world? Is this where these zip ties come into play? Also, I think we've been bamboozled. Dang, man, you yell at me for being late. You yell at me because you don't think I'm gonna finish this printer. I compliment chat. You yell at me. Gosh, Calyx, is there any making you happy? Like at all? Okay, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have concerns right here. Calyx does need a Voron kit to build. Then he could quit critiquing mine. Okay. Okay, I feel like there are wiring extensions for this somewhere. That's the switch. That's going to be useful in a minute. Or is this what they gave us these Wago connectors for? What is this thing for? They gave us Wagos. And also, it is time to install the drag chain. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't know. Wago's attached to the bed frame. Like, there should be a printed mount for it. Is that what all of these wires are going into? Instead of through this wire management hole that I found? Do I need to take off the bed for that? Because I don't remember seeing Wagos called out in the instructions. I'm sure since this is like their own wiring harness deal. What is a Wago? Wagos are these really awesome wire connectors. They might also be referred to as lever nuts, but you plug wires into here and they clip into place, and it is a better connection than those old school twist connectors, than old school wire nuts. Dude, they're awesome. So I think that we have to get a little bit rogue here because, like, this is wanting us to install drag chain per the manual. But the problem is, we really can't yet. Because we don't have any wires. We haven't put any wires in the drag chain. How expensive are they? You know, I don't know. I've never actually purchased any by themselves. I've never actually purchased any Wago connectors. Okay, so let's run this build plate up to max height and take a look and see what's going on. I don't know if I have something to house these Wago connectors, if I'm being honest. I don't know what that would look like. We might have to do some research. I have no idea. wonder if I can find this somewhere. We're doing some research here. This might be a problem. I have no idea where to find this information. Let's check Fysetc's GitHub. Let's see here. Voron 0. Change wiring location. Two slots are for Wagos, the third is for the double JST PCB. I'm not sure what we mean, like, by slots though. Like inside the mount. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Do I have to add you as a moderator for you to be able to send links? Community moderation. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix this. Fysetc 0.2 Pro. Let's see here. Maple Leaf, try to post the link again. If you could. Honestly, that's kind of a test. Trying something. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to look at that in a minute. 0.2. Pro R1. Manuals. Okay, let's see if I can do something with that. I hope they included it. If not, that's going to put a hamper on things. LGY. We're trying to sort stuff out here, friends. I didn't realize it was almost 9:30 already. Okay, there we go. There's the STL. Okay, let's see if I have one of those. Okay. It's not in that box of parts. Hey, there it is. We've found it. Okay. Aha, okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. So these will just slide into this printed part and it grabs on and holds on to our connectors. That is clever. So now they just are in there. We'll lift our lifters there. This little PCB right here. It's like a thermistor quick connect. I have to say, some of this stuff is really clever. Some of it is really frustrating. All right, let me ask you this. How imperative is it that I drive a screw through that? Because that was snug. Like, do you think that these connector, like, for the PCB, I need to put a screw through there? Maple Leaf? Because, like, that feels like it's not going to come back out unless I break this part. The only way I see it coming undone is with a lot of heat creep. No, probably fine. Oh, looks like it is also time for some heat set inserts. Looks like we need to put a couple of heat set inserts into this part. I wish I could easily show you guys where this needed to go, but the printer needs to move. And we need to bring the heat set press back. It's like you read my mind. I feel as though now that I have discovered that part, which was not part of the documentation, so I do think that this is really clever. But this is not part of the main Voron assembly instructions. So I do take some issue with that. And I don't think that Fysetc really calls that out anywhere. Because they're using, so in their instructions that they provide, they are calling out the Voron assembly guide, not their own. So I do take some issue with that. Like, obviously it's whatever, but like if I wasn't doing this on a live stream with help, I would have freaking panicked trying to figure that out. Like, I would have had a full-blown meltdown. All right, I'm gonna do a big brain, work on wiring some of these connectors up ahead of time. Haha, builder's mark. Dude, we're getting close, I think. We're getting close. Oh, that is too sweet. Okay. You had to dig a hole. And TB. What kind of hole are you digging? "24 inches by 6 feet. Whoa. That sounds like it's roughly a cat-sized hole. Don't think that polarity matters here. Use your brain, dummy. Well, in the United States, common burial depth is 6 feet. My cat's like almost 3 feet long, so 24 inches sounds, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just work here. I'm just here to build printers, Mark. Like, I don't know a lot about Was it that morbid? Was it that bad, really? I mean, if so, I apologize, but like, what the heck was that? Oh. Like, I'm a cat person. I love my cats. Even though they're little fuzzy jerks. I wouldn't trade them for most anything. They're pretty okay little guys. Eat. Flagpole base. I don't know what you do, Mark. Sounds like a big flagpole. 6 feet deep hole. Like, again, it sounds like a big flagpole. Probably just standard size. Well, now I feel kind of bad. I don't have a flagpole in my yard. I'm working on acquiring a McDonald's flagpole because I want to go overboard and I have connections. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a McDonald's flagpole for my yard. And I really want to do something ridiculous. Like, I kind of want to hang a Jolly Roger from a McDonald's flagpole and put it in my yard. And just get the most ridiculously big one I can. Hey, Kalex, you're alive. Okie dokie. I would say that we're pretty cable managed in here. Mark, I don't know if this will make you feel better about anything or not, but I know Kalex in real life, and I've never once seen him get that excited to greet me. Just saying. All right. How am I going to show this to you guys? McDonald's flagpoles are huge. Like, they're super extra thick bases, and also it costs me $0. Like, they're really big. Let me see if I can get my phone to come up. Also, Maple Leaf, if you are still here, I really want to thank you for your assistance. Resume. Hello? I don't know what I'm updating. Something might happen sideways here in a second. You hung out with Calyx yesterday after work? It's pretty cool. Okay, I don't have a great way to show this to you guys, but it's actually really sweet. So all of the cables run into this like little breakout board in here, and I'm a really big fan of what's happening with that. So now these wires are all going to, I just want these out of the way. So these wires are all going to have to go through our drag chain. So I'm getting these fed through a little hole on the side to get that prepped up and moving. So Mark, you really missed a whole lot. I will say that I tried to add music this evening, and I worked on it for 45 minutes, and then almost called off the whole stream because I was mad at trying to get the music installed. I tried, and you know what? Sometimes the important part is just that you try. Sometimes the effort is what matters most. You know? A little zip tie in here. You guys are gonna be proud. I'm doing some wire management. Gotta be careful to not clip a wire. Okay, let's see if I can make the phone connect now. I would love to show you guys the internals. Trust. I love how on my iPhone I have to acknowledge that I trust my computer, which, fun fact, I'm streaming from a MacBook. No, that is not going to work, and I'm not going to waste a bunch of time troubleshooting. I know you're not going to believe me. However, my phone case is broken in a way that the lightning connector is wedged, and actually holding on to the lightning connector in this case was enough to stop the descent of the phone. Like, the phone did not hit the floor. Like, that took some oomph. Hurt the pride worse than anything else. Came in when you know I was making progress. Dude, we're making good progress. Trying to just do a little bit of housekeeping stuff as I go. If you guys are having fun, and we're going to make maybe some Wyatt no work. Let's see if you guys can see it that way. That might be a better angle for you. But if we're going to make machine builds a regular fixture here on the channel, I will invest the time into learning how to set up better camera angles, and I might even get a top-down camera rig and set up like my GoPro as a webcam. I have a lot of cameras. I like cameras. What kind of power does Calyx need exactly? or the printer needs more power. So I'm not sure that we should give Calyx any power. Make what 1080p? Oh, am I not streaming in 1080p? Oh. Well, I wish I had known that because I'm using a 4K camera. Sorry, guys. This is the first that anybody has brought this to my attention. So now it is time to... Yeah, it's definitely going to be an OBS setup thing. I don't know anything about setting up OBS. I'll probably just do streams in 1080 instead of 4K. So we film everything for the channel. All of our recorded content is, gosh, I feel like there's an easier way to do what I'm trying to do. No, I'm sure I didn't configure something. But we film all of our pre-recorded content for the channel in 4K, and then we export it in 1080 for a couple of reasons. Number one, most people are still not really going to be able to discern the difference between 1080 and 4K. And for two, it gives us the ability, it gives us more crop ability when we are, okay. You get in there. But when we're editing, it gives us more ability to crop. Take a long zip tie, tape the wires one end, use the zip tie to fish it through the chain. You know, Mark, I wish you didn't have to go and make so much sense. Okay. Time for one of my favorite activities. And that activity is making my own mess. So I have all the other wires fished through now. The problem that we're running into now is how to say this JST connector does not fit through Mark, you're excellent company. You're a smart guy. You know quite a lot about 3D printing. I hate these connectors. Like, this is only slightly too big to fit through the hole. So, this is one of those big brain maneuvers. Like, they gave me everything necessary if I wanted to attempt making my own crimps. or if I had to repair one, but I'd really rather not if it can be avoided. Just need a smaller tip for what I'm doing. Wrong answer. This was the wrong answer. There it is. Haha. Smarter than the connectors, gang. Smarter than the connectors. Yep, JST connectors. I've had to do some similar actions to that enough times that I am no stranger to removing the connector from the crimps or vice versa, however you would like to put that. And like so, they come out where they need to go. Follow the wires, and then we put them back in their home. Boom. It's like I bought it that way. All right, now I might have just done a thing that I didn't need to do. You buy pre-crimped wires and solder them together. It's a fantastic idea. These wires were pre-crimped, but also didn't need soldered. So what you just described is precisely the kind of thing that I do all the time. Like, I live to do kind of sketchy, ridiculous stuff like that. I'm curious if this is supposed to be spaced off of here in some way. There we go. Yeah. What are we colliding with? Use a Sharpie pen to mark the JST before I end pen. Luckily this was a thermistor, or else I would have... I'm gonna lose my mind. I would have marked it to myself in some meaningful way if it was anything other than a heater or thermistor. Okay, let's try this. Now, if I was working on a stepper motor, I would have absolutely done that, or I would have just taken a picture of it. The old, oh my gosh. I didn't think that the hardest part of this build was going to be connecting this stupid drag chain, man. Holy cow. Dude. Nightmare. Fragile. Fun fact, Mark. I live an hour and 10 minutes away from the Christmas Story house. Maybe an hour 20. Am I missing something here? Because this is really how this looks like it's supposed to go. The lamp! It's gonna be a miracle if this thing does print. The chain must not extend past the top of the Z extrusion when the bed is at the highest point. You did an LM boot version of the lamp? Is that on printables? Okay, we're gonna get that out of the way for one. That's going to make our life a whole heck of a lot easier. Like, just kind of feels like it's not gonna fit right. So let's get this bottom one in. This chain is backwards, but why is it backwards? What am I missing? Should I have not put these wires through this hole? I feel like I should have. The hammer will make it fit. Okay, this has to go over. Oh. We're about to customize this cape. Oh. Oh. Looking good. Mark, are you a reader at all? You reference the hammer. You reference the hammer frequently, and the reason I ask is every time you say that, It reminds me of Adam Savage's book, Everything is a Hammer. Will it be open? I have the side panels. Fysetc included everything. So this thing is going to be fully enclosed. Regarding the micro switch, we've done nothing. Get off. Oh, on yet. Holy cow, man. I feel like this cable chain was really not intended to come apart in the way that I'm taking it apart. Transparent plastic. What did I say? Oh, so what I ended up deciding, Mark, concerning that matter, is my friend Nick should have one, but also I have the Big Tree text sensor that I can just use. So I was kind of thinking about just using that. Okay. This all looks really good and all, but freaking work. For those of you taking bets, do you have it in your little wager book that the part that was going to make me flip out the most was this stupid cable chain? Why is this like this? Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea, gang, before I lose my mind. Before I further lose my mind. I think what's happening is we're not able to make that angle. It's trying to bend too sharp. So I'm thinking if I flip, maybe if I flip the direction of the last link in the chain, there's also another one of those spacer blocks included in here. They gave us one of those, which I had it somewhere. Happened to fit just right. So I'm wondering if we weren't actually just meant to use this spacer all along. And I missed a step or something. Either way, that's what we're doing now. You know, Mark, I've never seen Star Trek at all. But I really do like the sound of transparent aluminum. Sounds like the perfect material for so many applications. Like, that would make for some really awesome cookware, aside from the part where aluminum gives you Alzheimer's. I mean, not you specifically, but aluminum causes Alzheimer's. I'm gonna lose it. I am gonna lose my mind working on this cable chain. Heck yes. Did this spacer solve all of our problems? It sure as heck did. I don't know if it was the right thing to do, but it's the thing that we did. And the problem is solved. So it's the thing that we're gonna stay doing. And now, we have a freaking cable chain. Look at that. We've got a cable chain, y'all. Something that I want to do right now. What's the what? Is that because I haven't seen Star Trek? Or because I wasn't supposed to use that spacer that I just used? I don't really care what you're judging me for. That cable is likely gonna be just fine. That is not gonna rub the panels at all. So there it is, cable chain installed. Printer away. Okay. Spacer is good, Star Trek's better. Yep, I'll take your word for it. Tool head time. Standoffs. Those are hexagonal pillars, but these are also hexagonal pillars. And I'm pretty sure that this is what Fysetc included, so we don't have to use standoffs in here. Is this the shuttle? No, it's not the shuttle. This is the shuttle. All right, this little bit and bob right here needs a heat set insert. This is our tool head housing, or our fan housing / extruder. That already got heat set inserts from the video I did for the heat set insert press. Also, a little frustrated. Time for a quick drink. Slow down, let myself breathe. I was starting to get really stressed out with that. All right. This is one of those parts that the press is not really beneficial for. So we're gonna use the right tool for the job kind of the wrong way. Okay, we've got our two standoffs. Okay. We've also got this guy, that's gonna get 3 heat set inserts. Oh man, guys, we're cooking. We're cooking. Rats. Okay. Guys, we're making some progress. I should probably watch the heat sets go in. That needs to go down a little further. Oh, dagnabbit. Yeah, that should be good. That doesn't feel right. I feel like it's... Glad I double checked that. Boom. Sweet. Alright guys, I will be right back. Enjoy some hold music while we wait. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I drink a lot of caffeine. Let me know, how do you guys like the hold music there? I was able to figure out how to get music for those couple of pieces, for the BRB and starting soon screen, but I could not, for the life of me, get it to work for like while we're actually watching. Okay. Okay, so this piece right here is going to need an M2 by 6 flathead screw. It's an M2 by 10. We have so many M2 by 10 self-tapping. All right, wait, it's an M2 by 6. This is like all of our hardware. It is dwindling. Our hardware bags are slowly disappearing. And now I have all these little baggies left over. I mean, it feels as though an enterprising individual could find a use for these very small bags. I feel like you could fit small items in there. M2 by 6. That is a little baby screw. So I need to find the appropriate driver for this little thing. There's the little guy. Bet you it's this one. Yep. So that's the little screw we have to work with, and it needs to drive into this hole in the side. The instructions say that if we thread it all the way in now, it'll make things easier later. So I'm gonna do that. Thread it in all the way. There, that's good. 3 heat set inserts, those. Okay. And then we get 2 heat set inserts on the bottom of this guy. So I've got one handy. Let's go ahead and get that sunk. A little further in. Trying to get them flush with the surface, if not just a touch under the surface. Okie dokie. Let's get that in there. All right, heat sets on the bottom of that guy. So who else is still here? Who's still here hanging out? Let me know in chat. If you haven't, give us a thumbs up. Share with a friend. Oh, heck yeah. We're about to start assembling our extruder. Pull that support out of there. Put it into the trash bin. And I have a bag of extruder hardware right here, inside of another bag. I'm getting hype, you guys. Okay, we're gonna set that off to the side. And we're gonna drop all these pieces on the table and make a mess. So, our non-drive gear is going to get these 2 little needle bearings put inside. And a shaft is going to do a slide over it. And then this part is referred to as the guidler, and our teeth for the gear need to go into the back. It looks like it's gonna snap in. Perfect. All right, so that goes in like so. We need to put an M2 by 10. These dang M2 by 10s, man. Provide extra strength to the guidler along the layer line. That's kind of cool. So this screw literally is like, it's not being used to hold anything, but it's being used as a reinforcer. While I'm really annoyed at these M2 by 10s, I do think that is really clever. Got some ASA fumes going on in here. Okay. So loosen this little set screw. Bearing there. A bearing there. Continue with assembly. Okay, what other part am I looking for here? Is that this guy? That is this guy. We're gonna press a hex nut in here, or at least set a hex nut in here. Bearing slides. This is going to live inside of here. I'm sorry, the other bearing needs to be applied into this housing here. That's kind of a nightmare. Maple Leaf, you said that you have a part for the new Big Tree Tech runout sensor. Can I have a link for that? Bah. Okay. So this is really sweet. This latch will control our lever tension as soon as I drive 3 M3x25 screws in here. Those are 35s. Irby. Okay, and that has a configuration, because I did see that mod on your printables page, but I didn't dive deeper into it. There's a configuration of that I can use the A1 sensor, or I'm sorry, the BTT sensor. I've got my A1 on the mind. I'm excited for getting... I've gotten a lot of new toys this week. So the Voron's getting really close to completion. I got a new drone. The A1 showed up. Good night, Calix. Thanks for hanging out, man. The A1 that I pre-ordered showed up, and my translucent Flipper Zero showed up today. So I'm on like new toy overload right now. So my attention has been pulled in several directions at once. Calix, again, thanks for hanging out, buddy. I will see you Thursday or tomorrow night in LM's chat, if he streams tomorrow. All right. Looks like we snugged these up just a touch too much. These parts need to be able to move with minimal resistance. And I kind of cranked them down. There we go. All right, latch is working well. See, I got excited. And I've put so many BMG extruders together. That's terrifying. This set screw came loose when I undid it. So the extruder gear is actually going to go on upside down. Do not tighten the grub screw yet. We will finalize that. Okay, so that's going to go in there loose. We're going to no, wait just a minute. Okay. Oh, sweet. and the next few steps will finish that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it loose against my instincts. To follow the instructions. They're here to make my life easier, not harder. Okie dokie, it's starting to look like an extruder. Now we need to add M3 by 6 button head screws and an M3 by 10. Those are 30s, 16s, 8s, M2, M2, 12. I almost melted my jacket. M3 by 10. Not sure how much longer we're gonna go. I think we might maybe try to get the hot end in tonight. I want to go. I don't want to go hang out with my dog here pretty soon, so we're getting close to the end for the night. So I can go do a couple of other things. But holy crap, have we made progress tonight. M3 by 6 is what I'm looking for. Those are M2, that is an M2 by 6. 8, 30, M2 by 6. My goodness, do we have a lot of M3 by 8s floating around still. We still have a lot of those. Those are 16s. Okay, 35, M3 by 10, M3 by 6, holy cow. The last place you look. I used to get so mad when people would ask me that. You know, when you're looking for something and somebody says, it'll be in the last place you look for it, or I bet it's in the last place you had it, like, duh. You know? Anyone else? Check that out. That's a fan housing and an extruder. .50 gear. No, that does not appear to be rubbing. That feels pretty smooth. While the 50 teeth gear is centered, open the guidler and loosen the grub screw on the BMG. Adjust the position to the right so the filament path is aligned with the gear teeth. I'm sorry, what? Okay. We're gonna set an Allen key in here and we're gonna tighten up our grub screw with a smaller Allen key. Nope. I think that's as tight as that's gonna get. Okay. All right. Time to install our tension knob. Congratulations on no snapping or cracking parts. Thank you, Mark. We're about to put stuff under tension, so. Oh, that is so rad. All right. Boom. So that pulls all the tension off immediately. To bring the tension back, clip it into place. We can adjust our tension with this little knob right here. Sweet. All right, we're on to doing some fans. Fan 0, fan 0. All right, this is pretty clever because the fan only has one outlet and there's only one inlet. I feel like wait just a minute. Did I miss a couple of screws? I don't remember seeing these. There are screw holes. Yes. See, I'm glad I looked. There were 2 exposed screw holes right here for M3x10s that I forgot to add. There's our giant bag of M3x8s. 12s. Now, where did I just have that bag of M3x10s? Jeez. 14s. There are so many fasteners. Where in the heck did I just have that bag of screws? M3x10. Guys, they were in the last place I looked. Oh gosh. Right, we're reaching the point of a slight problem. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on in my mind right now. My brain is registering how close to complete this build is, okay? And I want this build done. And if it's, so my brain is doing the thing that it does when I do a project. When I built my Nerf blaster, I just stayed up until 2 a.m. to finish the Nerf blaster. And it was a problem, right? I had to work the next day. So my brain made me finish the Nerf blaster in one sitting. I did the entire 3-hour build in one sitting. Obviously, now I wasn't live for that. I just came out here and it was just a grind. My only focus that night was finish the Nerf blaster. And so as a result of that, when I ran out of memory on my camera, when I ran out of storage, I just kept going. And I have a couple of things that I have to do, but I really want to finish this. So I just need you guys to know that I'm about to have to make a difficult decision one way or another. Okay. Fan number 1 is slotted in. Okay. Boom. Oh, I think I was supposed to put the other fan in first. Guys, this is why I don't buy IKEA furniture. Oh. Haha. All right, there's fans installed, fans and an extruder, and it didn't call for fasteners at any point. Stepper motor time. Did I already take that out of the bin? No. Haha. Stepper motor, wires go up. M3x10s again. Haha. Oh. Motors mounted. Yep, okay, we're just checking the meshing, and I think I got it. I guess we'll find out later. So snug that up. Boom. All right, hot end time. So this hot end that was included is Fysetc's own hot end. They call it the Tornado. So we're going to go ahead and use some M3x8s, which I have to locate again, and we're going to install that. All right. So, I will say, I don't super love the design of this hot end. However, one thing that I do really like about it is the fact that it uses the kinetic mount, so you don't have to groove mount. Now, something interesting that's happening here is this is supposed to use M3 by 8s according to the oh, that's for a Revo. Duh. So we need something different. It looks like this is going to use some M2 screws, so I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that we're going to use M2 by 8s if I have them. M2 by 6, M3 by 8s. Mark, it is getting really close to turning on. We have our fans in our hot end. We have our extruder motor in. Our extruder is built. I am just looking for some screws to mount this hot end. And we're getting close to being done. We're also getting close to being done for the night. 'Cause I need to get some laundry going. Hang out with my dog, and I have some pictures to edit. So I think where we're going to leave off this evening is going to be as soon as we get this hot end installed, this is where we're going to call it. And it will not be ready to be turned on tonight. I was hoping that this was going to be the last night of building, but I'm having a lot of fun, so it's okay. However, our next stream, which will, I don't know, excuse me, our next stream, which I don't know when it's going to be yet, it may be Sunday, it may be next Tuesday, but our next live stream looks like it's going to be all of our wiring and first turn on. Snug these bad dogs up. Okay, so this hot end, I'm actually going to snag a quick picture of that. Because there are some things that I enjoy and some things that I don't so much enjoy about this hot end. I like that it's rigid mount instead of groove mount, but I don't like that there's no, other than the heat break, there's no attachment from the heat block to the heat sink. And the reason that I take issue with that is simply because you still have to go the old two-handed nozzle change route. which is a major bummer. All right, it says we need some PTFE tube. So I have to find where I put the PTFE tube 2 days ago. A couple days ago. I don't know where the PTFE tube is. I found the PTFE tube. So we're going to use this handy dandy provided jig again. And then we're going to use our jig again to tell us how many millimeters of PTFE tube to cut off. And you shouldn't use your wire cutters, your side snips to cut PTFE tube. You should use a sharp knife, like a razor knife, or my pocket knife is super sharp. And that will leave you with a nice straight cut that the tube has not been crushed with. The jig made it super easy to get 6 millimeters of PTFE tube. And now our hot end can go in to our extruder setup. Oh, I put it in backwards. KB3D, what's up? Thanks for joining. What a small world. You guys are only a couple hours away from me. Like, you guys are really close. So it is an absolute pleasure to have you here. And yes, Mark, you're absolutely correct. We do not want to distort the tubing. Check that out, guys. We have a hot end installed in our printer, our tool head. Oh, I'm getting excited. All right, so we need to push a couple of M3 by 35s through the front of this thing, and we're gonna be able to mount it to the carriage. Those are by 40s. You know what's really funny is my unfinished 2.4 build that I'm staring at right now. I actually ordered a considerable amount of the pieces for that build from KB3D. Mark, we're so close to being able to power it up. And gosh, I really want to get there tonight, but I also am getting close to having to call it for the night. Oh, gosh, I feel honored to have you guys here. So we're building, this is the Fysetc V0 kit. I actually need to place an order on your guys' site soon. I got this really neat heat set insert press off of Amazon, but I do also want to grab the CNC Kitchen heat set insert tip for my TS100. Okay, so I don't remember having to do anything yet. So far, I have really enjoyed the build. Okay, these are gonna need to be cut. So far, I'm enjoying the build. I think it's been a really good experience. Fysetc included some really cool extras in their kit, and a really nice surprise to me was they actually also included the printed parts in my kit. So it saved me so much aggravation. This will, when it's done, before I put the extruder, check the carriage. What am I, 3D Junkie, what am I checking the carriage for? What do I need to check for? Jiggle it side to side to make sure it's sturdy. Yes. It is very sturdy. I did secure that pretty well when I mounted it onto, Yeah, absolutely. I do think it was a huge bonus. I will say, I do also really want to do an LDO kit as well. I I kind of want to build all of the V0s now. Like, I really want to do the LDO kit, and I really want to do the Seaboard kit, because I've had such a blast doing the Fysetc one now. Okay, something I want to check. Okay, so that's a pretty good gap, but for some reason, I think it's these belts. This print head is cantilevered out slightly. I really didn't. Had to order a high wind rail to fix that. No, like this thing is like I could move the whole thing by the carriage or by the tool head. The problem I'm having is these AB belts now. We're pushing out. And I feel like I shouldn't do what I'm about to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I'm gonna cut these flush. And if push comes to shove, I happen to know a great place where I can order some gate spelt. Actually, I have spare gate spelt. I wonder if it's the right size. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. I will say, cutting those flush did in fact remove the amount of force that I just had to put this thing under to get it into place. Oh yeah, it also took the wonkiness out of the situation. I'm gonna put an M3 by 16 through the back of this thing. I had to find the M3 by 16s again. Conveniently, this printer is super light right now. All right, what is it calling for next? You know, every single screw that I've installed for the last few minutes now, I think to myself, oh man, that needs to be the last screw. Yeah, here we go. Continuing to install screws. Okay, looking for a couple of standoffs. There they go. All right, so the last thing that we're doing for tonight is we're going to put these two standoffs on the back of the tool head. And that is where we have to call it for this evening. So that way I can go do responsible stuff before bed, because I have to work tomorrow. But holy cow, guys. Holy cow, we have made so much progress this evening. Trying to get this standoff on blind. There it is. There it is. There we go. What do you mean I caught you, Mark? All right, so quick recap and debrief of what in the heck we have done to this tonight. Oh my gosh, how's this thing evolved this evening? So we have a tool head mounted on to our X-rail. We have the tool head fully built except for heater cartridge and thermistor. Our extruder is assembled. Our standoffs are in place and ready to go for the next step in the build. So, quick check here. Guys, we are on page 186 of the instructions. I don't know where we left off, but I know that we put an absolute massive dent in this thing. We're on to wiring. This is almost over. The next handful of steps are all wiring and enclosure build. Mark, it's almost ready to turn on. Almost. 47 weeks. Dude, we started this build series last Tuesday. We started it last Tuesday. It's been a week. Within 7 days and 3 live streams, we're like one more stream away from it building or printing, which is cool because it also gives the build plate time for all of the adhesives to fully set. So, guys, I think that this is a good place to leave it for this evening, because if we keep going, we're finishing this thing tonight, and I cannot do that. I have to work tomorrow. But one thing that we'll do is we're gonna put this cute little build plate on. We're gonna put this cute little baby build plate on. Mark, it's not a 2-year plan. You and Calyx, man. You guys are bullying me. Look at that. Look at that. You know, I have a couple of screws that should fit in there pretty well. Let's see. We're just gonna do that away. No, I need to stop, or else I'm not gonna stop. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I've had an absolute blast, and I'm super stoked with the progress that we've made this evening. It's fantastic. And within the next 7 days, this thing is going to be printing and fully enclosed, and I get to prove Builder's Mark and Calyx both wrong. And for that, I am grateful. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't yet, please be sure to give us a like, share this with a friend, and I will throw out a tweet and community post when I'm planning on doing the finale of the build series. Maple Leaf Makers, thank you so much for helping me with all the questions that I've had as we're going. Builder's Mark, thank you for antagonizing. Guys, it's been a great time so far, and we're gonna get this thing buttoned up soon. KB3D, thank you, and I actually need to do some browsing on your website soon. Have a great night, guys. Thank you very much.